Good morning, everybody. It's Javier, and I'm excited to be with you here today to share with you a concept that has been very good to a lot of us for a very long time at all levels, professional levels, personal level, and so on. And of course, I'm talking about the $1 Million Baby campaign. We're launching a contest during the month of August to teach you how to market first and foremost, and to really ask yourself, how serious are you about success? I'm coming to you from the convention here in Las Vegas. We have got quite a bit of our teammates here, not as many as we usually have because of all the COVID and what have you going on, and I completely understand that. But I just want to, congratulate and thank some of our key leaders, including Mr. George Munoz, and we have Daniela Dubac for representing our team. They got recognized in cash flow and points and other stuff that I'm excited for. So I just want to congratulate them as well. And thank everybody that took the time and make the effort to come here, because I think this is something that you must attend. And again, because of COVID, I completely understand some of the concerns out there as well. We're going to talk today about the $1 Million Baby campaign. We are running a contest during the month of August, like I said. And this is, in my opinion, the ultimate way to learn how to market. And once you learn how to market this, you're going to do really, really well with our other campaigns. We have the church campaign coming, the police campaign coming. We've got a lot of stuff coming on a monthly basis. But if you can't market this one or can't motivate yourself or get yourself to, take action with this campaign, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest with you. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by sharing with you two things. Number one, you've all seen the $1 Million Baby video, the one that I talk of my own grandchildren and how I leverage it. And that's a personal one because it's personalized to my life. We do have another one that is more generic, and I'm going to share that with you right now. That doesn't focus as much on the actual. Oh, hold on. Somebody's asking me if it's recording. I thought it was. Yes, it is recording. So this one's being recorded. So, like I said, if you have any questions on me yourself, it's a lot quicker than having to check the chat box. But I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. So, like I said, I'm going to share with you right now of another generic presentation that doesn't talk about the products like mine's going to detail. And all of you should have seen it. If not, check it out. I'm not going to, go through all that. But I want to just start with this right here. So let's just go ahead and get right to it. What you see here, and hopefully you can see the $1 Million Baby campaign, the slide. Can you guys see that? Anybody that's got their camera on? Can't see anybody with their camera on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Okay, let me know if I'm saying something you can't hear. You got to let me know. So, anyways, the $1 Million Baby campaign is what you see here. It's a very generic slide intended to intrigue people enough to get them to want to schedule an appointment with you. It doesn't go into the details. That's what the appointment is for. And if you want to get into the details, then that's obviously why you need to do the other presentation that we have as well. So I'm going to get into it as I'm giving it to a parent or a grandparent. Stupid question number one is, how many people do you know that have a child or a grandchild? Everybody does. Everybody. So that means that starting today, you need to start to jot down the names and phone numbers of everybody you know that has a child, a baby, or a grandbaby, because that's your prospect list right now. Like I said, it's very simple. The only way you're going to complicate this is by overthinking it. So don't do that. Just jot down everybody you know that has a baby or a grandbaby, and you're just going to simply send them a link or invite them to a one-on-one webinar with just you and do what I'm going to do with you right here. So I want to say thank you for joining me for this very quick presentation to give you an overview about what has me so excited. This is called the $1 Million Baby. And just like the title says, it's intended to give your baby the brightest future possible. Now, nothing represents a new beginning more than the birth of a child. The birth of a child will provide you, the parent or grandparent, the opportunity to build and pass on a legacy that will continue long after you are gone. Now, this legacy includes your values, work ethic, culture, heritage, religion, and a lot more. But there's also another legacy you can leave that can bring many benefits and advantages to the newborn child as well as future generations, and that is a financial legacy. With proper planning today, you can provide your child or grandchild a life full of financial security and stability. And I'm talking about probably the most important one of all, an education. I don't have to tell you how important a college education is today, where, yes, a college education doesn't guarantee you anything anymore, but at least it lets you compete and it gives your child or your grandchild an advantage in a very competitive workforce and prepares them for a life of not more income, but more overall success. I mean, I'm also talking about helping them become homeowners. You can start saving for them, maybe not for the home itself, but how about for closing costs or for a down payment, or just simply to qualify for something that otherwise they would not even qualify for otherwise. And then, of course, we're even talking about retirement as well. We found that the best way to accomplish these goals is with an index universal life policy. And this, yes, a life insurance policy is what I'm referring to. Now, you might be asking yourself, why a life insurance policy? And the reason for the life insurance policy is that it offers some of the very unique benefits that are only allotted to life insurance policies, including the growth of money that you save today. We're talking about face amount of life insurance, God forbid, in the event of a death, but most importantly, in the event of an illness. We have one of our clients who started a college fund for her grandchild, and without, lo and behold, unfortunately, the child came down with leukemia, that they were actually able to tap into the face amount through the living benefits, meaning that you don't have to die to use this. And they were able to advance themselves almost $50,000 to stay home when they had only saved $25 in the plan. And so again, life insurance allows your money to grow tax deferred. It also allows your money to come out income tax free when you take it out the right way at the end, whatever the end might be, college education, first home, or anything else. And so again, this is something that allows you the flexibility that no other product affords. Very, very simple. Now, an index universal life policy combined with the most precious commodity your child or grandchild has today, which is, of course, okay, let me just continue with this right here, please. Yeah, don't unmute yourself, guys, because you're sending this into a loop for whatever reason. So just don't unmute yourself, please. And so, like I was saying, when it comes to the life insurance or the IUL, it allows you to leverage the most powerful thing your child or grandchild has, which is, of course, time. Now, when it comes to time, we can either A, leverage it, or we can B, let it slip away. Your child's financial life and your legacy will be determined in great part by the decisions and actions you take on their behalf today. They can't choose for themselves, but you can. So to learn how you can give your child or grandchild a gift that can provide them with the life you dream for them, simply get back with the person who directed you to this presentation to receive all the information as it relates to how this can work for specifically your child or your grandchild as well. And then at this point, we just simply transition over. Thank you. And then at this point, we just simply transition over to the actual illustration, which I'm going to do right now. And I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Now, this is very important because when you learn to run an illustration for a child, it's a little different than an adult. Not that different, but there are some key differences you need to be aware of. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and share. I'm going to go ahead and share my desktop with the Google. Hopefully you can see it. I'm hoping you can see it. Let's see. Can you guys see where it says National Life? Anyone? Just one person can be designated at the...
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm talking to the parent, I'm talking to the grandparent, and you should never underestimate the power of speaking to the grandparents. Parents are, well, like we were, most of us, we were parents and raising our kids, trying to keep a roof over the head and spending money left and right on smart things and stupid things. And so you'll have better luck, in my opinion, with grandparents sometimes than with parents, but you never know. So if I'm sitting with somebody who has maybe, let's just say a 2-year-old, and I'm showing them how just $100 a month, now they could do 50, 100, 75, 500. I mean, it doesn't matter, but we're going to round it off to just $100. So I'm logged into National Life Group or NLG. And this is the portal. This is where you land when you have your credentials. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on illustrations on the right-hand side, which is going to open up a new window. And here I am. I'm right here. And all I'm going to do is click on the left-hand side, new illustration. It defaults to the state in which you're appointed primarily in. I'm a resident of California, so I leave it alone. IUL, leave it alone. Basic illustration, leave it alone. And I'm just going to simply click on Flex Life. When I click on Flex Life, it brings me to this right here. And I'm going to always name the baby, whatever the child's name is Baby Joe. Male, very important to put in the exact birth date, January 1st, 2020. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave it. All right, we got people coming in. Really? Okay, so then we'll just let these people in. So anyways, all right, so they're in. And so I'm just going to put 1/1/2020. And when I click away, always click away from the box. It'll change the age here to 2. Rate class, standard non-tobacco. Hopefully the 2-year-old's not smoking, so we'll leave it at that. No tobacco. And the owner in this example has to be an individual, a human being, a natural person for this illustration. So I'm gonna leave it alone. So like as you can see, I leave most of it alone, and I'm pretty much done. I just need to tell it now what I need to do. I need to just click on the death benefit and funding tab on the left, and I'm going to just say for face amount, minimum, maximum is what we do. We want the least amount of life insurance because we want the bulk of the money to maximize the cash value. So we're going to leave it at that. But here's the key difference with a baby or a juvenile versus an adult. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch it. It defaults to A for level, which is what we always do for adults. A, we're going to be increasing. It's going to start with very little life insurance and start to creep up every year as the child gets older, because we don't need a lot of life insurance. So the way I remembered this was A for adults, B for babies. So B. So just click on B, and we're just going to leave it alone. Premium, we're going to pay like most people pay monthly. So click on monthly. On the premium amount, we're going to go ahead and let's see, under the premium amount, I'm just going to go ahead and specify an amount, meaning I'm going to tell it how much money. It always defaults to $1,500, so you got to be careful and change that. In this example, to 100. Now here, I can show them how they can put 100 a month for the first 5 years, and then bump it up to 150 for another 3 years, and then another 200. I'm just leaving it at 100, and that's it. So it's going to just simply run. And for purposes of the illustration, I'm just going to show $100 between now and let's just say until the kid is 65 years old, because at some point the child's going to take over the policy if they haven't used up all the money for college, and it continues to grow. Now, distribution, same thing. I'm going to come in here and let it solve for income. I want it to tell me how much money this person can take out. Now, it's going to automatically default to 66. 1 year after I stopped putting money in. So from 65, 66 through maturity basically means death until the kid dies. So it's going to be income for life, and that's it. That's all I have to do. I click on quick view on the left-hand side. Excuse me. When I click on quick view, I have the illustration ready to go. So as you can see, if I wasn't explaining it to you, it would have probably taken me a minute. And so I'm going to start by saying, okay, mom or dad or grandma or whoever's looking at this, first thing I'm going to show you right here is that this has a face amount of $64,192. And the reason that's so is because we were trying to keep the life insurance amount as low as possible because we want the bulk of the money to go to work for the child's future. And so had I put maximum, it would have been over 100,000 or maybe even more of life insurance amount. But here we only want 64,000. That's obviously in case, God forbid, the child passes away. But more importantly, it's also there in case the child becomes ill with the critical, chronic, or terminal illness, cancer, stroke, Lou Gehrig's disease, blindness, and so on. This is being able to advance yourself a portion of this without the child having to pass. And like I was telling you that one story of one of our clients who came down with leukemia, the mom was able to advance herself almost $50,000 to be able to stay home with the child. And they only had like $25 worth of savings in it, but yet we're able to use $50,000 worth of it as well. Now, nothing's going to happen to your child, your grandchild, of course. We don't want any of that to happen. But then we go into the most important part, which is, let's just say, offsetting the expense of college. Now, I'm illustrating here, as you can see, $100 a month, which is $1,200 a year. Now, having said that, what I want to also emphasize to you is that this does come with a minimum payment. If you can't pay the full $200 for whatever reason, your minimum payment is like $22 or something like that a month. meaning that when you only pay 22, you're basically paying for the life insurance portion. No money is going into the savings, so we don't recommend you doing that for too long. But if times get hard, you can do that. My recommendation is to put yourself on a plan where you start with the 100, but then after a few years, you go to 150, you go to 200, and so on, because it'll obviously double all the numbers I'm going to show you right now. And so I'm just going to summarize. Let's just say here we have the policy year, the age of the child, and let's just say they go to college, and the first year that they're going to need it is the full year of college, 18, 19 years old. Now, by you saving $100 a month, that equates to $1,200 a year, as you can see in this column right here. And by the time the child is 18 years old, as you can see on the right-hand side, there's almost $30,000 ready to go for college. Pay for college, offset the expense of college, whatever you want. Hopefully they qualify for a scholarship, and this money continues to grow. Because if they don't end up using the money for college, well, then guess what? The money grows, and let's just say they want to buy their first home by the time they settle down at 30, 35, I don't know, whatever. Let's just call it 30 years old, which is what I'm highlighting right here. So if you look at this right here, by the time this child is 30 years old, that money that wasn't touched for college is now continuing to grow, and it's over $76,000 available for college. Now, if for whatever reason the child didn't use the money for college, didn't need the money for a home, they can use it for their kids' own college money as well. Or in this example, I'm just going to zoom into the future and say they just simply let the money ride. They just simply never put a dollar more than the $100 a month, which of course we want everybody to put more than that. But in this example, by the time the child, let's just say, hits age 65, they can withdraw $63,000, which is what you see right there. And they get that $63,000 tax-free, which using today's tax brackets, that's about the equivalent of $85,000 to $90,000 today, depending on their tax bracket. So let's just call it $85,000. And they get that income tax-free for the rest of their life until they die. And even after they die, the best part, in my opinion, is that even after they die, they still leave behind life insurance that by now has grown to over $800,000. So either they win or they win big, and then still leave some for their heirs, which is the legacy I was telling you about that you can start leaving for your family today. And I'm not using some pie in the sky of $1,000 a month. I'm using a simple, basic $100 a month that nowadays we spend on the lunch, a good dinner, not even a toy, because everything is electronic and digital and phones. And so, again, this is the same thing that I'm doing with my grandkids. As a matter of fact, I just pay annually because I don't want to have a monthly bill. So I just write a check every year for $1,200, and it's a done deal. Very, very simple, but yet very, very powerful. And so, again, I'm sharing this with you. Now I'm switching back to the training mode because I need you to understand that there's great power in what you do. Now, the truth is you're not going to make a lot of money on these things because we're not doing it for that reason. We're doing it because we want to help a kid. Number one, here's your target premium of $191. But what this allows you to do is to upsell all day long to parents, to grandparents, siblings, and of course to get into their markets as well. That can serve as a tremendous springboard by just simply doing the right thing to help and educate the next generation of people as well. Any questions, any thoughts about anything I've said so far? Any thoughts on it? What do you think? I mean, I'm just curious because a lot of what you do with it's going to have to do with how you feel about this. Anybody?
Javier, I have a question.
Sure.
What if you didn't keep it on increasing? What if you leveled it at a certain time so that they had more cash, possibly more cash value,
Sure.
and then the death benefit not as much?
Absolutely. And the answer is you can do that. I mean, they can switch this every year. And so if they wanted to switch from one to the other, they can do that. Because, I mean, the way we structure these things is we want to keep the life insurance down to maximize the cash value. And eventually, if they see the light when they get older, to get start a new one with an adult budget, if you would. So you're right. I mean, they can do that. They can switch it as often as they want to. And I think that's why it's so important to show them and educate them on the concept so that they can make up their own mind. in regards to that. I'm fixing a typo here that somebody just pointed out to me. Hold on. Thank you to do that. Oh, maybe not. Thank you. Any thoughts from anybody, though, please? Anybody at all?
You explain things so beautifully. If I was a grandparent, I would not even think twice. I will get it.
Well, I mean, thank you, but that's what we want all of you to do, of course, because it's just a no-brainer. Now, the reason that I share this presentation with you right now is because I don't want you to confuse it with the other one that we have on video, which is me explaining, because now people ask me, okay, but we didn't go over numbers. Well, the numbers are going to be going because every child is different. We call it the $1 million baby, but we're talking about anybody that if I don't lie to people, for this to do any good for college, you're looking at probably 15 as a cutoff. After that, they're not going to have a lot because the early years are the hardest ones, if you would. And so that's why we want to get them as young as possible. But if they're 5, 10, I mean, I can tell you that, people's kids are their babies forever. So understand that as well. Any thoughts on anything, though, please? Any thoughts?
I had questions coming to me. Well, maybe I don't want to pay, or maybe my child doesn't want to pay up to age 65 or so. I always make sure that they know they have an option to stop it at 20 or 19. So that's something maybe needs to be told to them as well.
Oh, I mean, and the beauty behind this is that, I mean, it would be for most people under most circumstances, it would literally be a no-brainer to keep it for life. But you're right. The beauty is that once you go beyond the 10-year surrender charge period, they can cash it out at any time. And here's another thing that I want to emphasize to everybody, that as a parent, especially grandparents, are pretty savvy. They're pretty savvy individuals. And what I mean by that is the fact that a lot of the times what I tell them is that this is all based upon the child meeting their obligations, qualifying for college, going to college, not being a knucklehead. Because if, like with me, I've got 2 of these things for my 2 grandkids, but I'm the owner and you're the owner. And if for whatever reason, they don't do what needs to be done, you just simply, as the owner, cash it out and get all your money back, plus more of the interest that was earned. So it's yours to control 100% until you decide that they're capable of taking over the policy, if ever at all. And so that's why I will always emphasize that it's important to let them know that they have full, and I do mean full, control over the program as well. Any other thoughts, questions? I appreciate the participation today. Anybody?
If you decide to cash it out,
Go ahead.
if you decide to cash it out, would you have to pay taxes on that amount?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the answer to that, when somebody takes this, if they decide to cash it out, the only taxes that they're going to have to pay is going to be on their growth of the money. The basis is the money they put in. They don't pay taxes on the basis. So if I put in $1,200 a year for 10 years, that's $12,000, and I cash out $14,000, I only pay taxes on the $2,000, which is considered the interest, but not on the money that I use to actually fund the policy itself. Does that make sense? Because I paid taxes on it before. So just on the growth, not on the basis.
But why would they do that? They would just take a max loan and get it all out tax-free.
That's what I would do. I would just never, I've never seen somebody do a withdrawal or cash out. They just defunk it by taking, like you said, the loan out. And that's what I would recommend for somebody to do.
Javier, do you ever see people that want to, let's say, jumpstart it and put in like, I don't know, $5,000, let's say, up front, and then get it, going a little bigger?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And that's something that's very common, either that, and what's even more common is just somebody structuring it so they can do it over the long term. In other words, what they're going to do, they're going to simply increase the money over, and I'll show it to you here on this one slide right now. Let me just save this on because I updated the typo. I corrected it as we were speaking. So let me just go back over here. And so on this one, I'm here. I'm going to go back to the funding. I did a very simple one, which is, they're all simple, which is the funding. I just went in here and I told it, I want to see $100 until they're 65. Well, if you want to get a little more creative, you can do this, add a row, and I'm going to specify the amount, and I'm going to do 150, and I'm going to do this one from, let's just say, age 6 through age, hold on, I don't know, 10. Let me see if it takes it. Sometimes there you go. Specify amount. Then I'm going to do, and so what I'm saying is that you can just simply add the rows right here and say, then I'm going to go ahead and do, let's just say I'm going to specify an amount and we're going to do $200 and I'm going to do 200 from age 11. As you can see, it did it already until age 18. And so what I'm saying, you can do it, you can structure it in this way where you're bumping it up on a, at a certain, it's having a hard time, just so you know, because the 65 stayed there. You cannot have that. You have to tell it to age 5. And so what I'm saying is that, so they're going to do this through now until age 5. And then they're going to do 150 from age 6 to age 10. They're going to do 200 from age 11 to 18. So what I'm saying is you can do it that way and walk them through higher amounts. That just simply means, so here they're going to pay $1,200 a year, which is $100 a month until this age. And then they're going to go to 150, which is $1,800 a year. And then they're going to go to 2,400. So as you can see, that gave you $106,000 a face amount right out of the gate, that much more life insurance. And by the time they're 18, they have $44,000. If they don't need it for that, they use it for, the home. By the time they're 30, $87,000. So you can do that. There's a lot of
Javier.
Go ahead.
Hi, it's Renee. What if you have, say, a grandparent that say they're elderly and they want to front load it with a large chunk of money? They might be.
If you want to get more technical and more savvy in regards to this, they could do a SPIA where they could just simply say, here's $100,000 that it's going to go into a SPIA, which is a single premium immediate annuity. The SPIA is going to dump, and I'm just making this up, $5,000 a year for the first 5 years. Then it's going to dump $8,000 a year for the next 5 years, and then $20,000, whatever. So it just has to be fed into a SPIA, which is a single premium immediate annuity that pays the premiums on an annual basis, and it's on cruise control in their legacy.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. I get it. Okay,
right.
That sounds good.
Cool. All right. Well, the last thing I have, because thank you. Anybody, please have questions, comments, concerns. By all means, speak up.
I think what's nice about this is I just noticed that they stopped paying at 18, the parent.
Yes. And it's simple at that point. The parent theoretically could say, okay, you don't want to go to school. You want to be a knucklehead. Well, thank you. And they take the money and they run. The parents do. Or the kids take over. Excuse me. They take over. They pay, but the parent can stay as the owner. Or the parent can say, all right, I'm going to hand it over to you now. And they're out of it. Or whatever the case may be. But the point that I'm making and the purpose of this training is that starting this week, because the contest is starting this week already on the 1st, it's important for you to really start to do your part. Don't overanalyze this. Don't overthink it. Don't what if it to death. Right? Start writing them down. So what I did is I'm actually here, and I'm going to send everyone the link. And for those that are watching the recording, it'll be in the comments section of the video. So let me just get this out to you because I'm going to send you a couple of links, and I want to make sure I get them to you in a timely manner. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm sending you. Let's see. This is going out to everyone. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm sending you a link. First of all, when you go to the link I just sent you, it's the page that I'm on right now. It's just a welcome message. You have to register if you're going to participate in the actual contest. You also have to know the rules. Very simple. We're going to give $500 in cash to the person who puts the most policies, juvenile policies, in place during the month of August. Simple. You have to be part of my hierarchy. I can't see your production. I can't verify anything if you're not part of my hierarchy. So if you're not part of my team, you can run with, and run the campaign, but you're not part of the contest. Very simple. Simple as that. And as you can see, just by the target premiums this generates, the $500 is going to be a substantial amount because of the way they're priced. But that doesn't matter. I just want to crown the top winner because a lot of us intend to do a lot of things, but we don't get around to do them. So here's your chance to do that. Also, you'll see several things here. Once you register here, name, email, cell phone number, hit the register button one time, you're done. If you do have an outside platform, you can click here, download the website template onto your back office. You have your own website, number one. Number two, you could also just copy this video. Now, the video link that you see here, which is what I'm copying and when I'm opening up myself, this is something you just paste on Facebook or whatever. So I'll give you an example of how that works. I'm on Facebook, and along with all the other stuff we'd love to post about what we're eating and all this other stuff, just go here, click on new post. I can paste the link there. Once you paste, and once the link loads up, like you see there, go back and highlight the link and delete it. It looks ugly. Do you have a child/grandchild? Give them the financial future they deserve. Watch the video and call me for a free illustration or whatever you want to call it. And if I just simply do that, I hit post, and I do this once, maybe twice a day, people are going to hit you up. Now, the video that you see here is the one of me explaining more detail, because I use my grandkids as an example, how much money they have. And I mean, I'll show you everything. Some people say, no, I don't want them to see that. Okay, then create your own video with your or your grandkids, and you can do that. Or if you don't want to do that either, then just go ahead and go back to the website that I'm showing you right here, and you can click on right here. It says, click here to download a PDF version of the PowerPoint. What I'm showing you is created in what's called Canva. If you don't understand Canva, you better get on the ball. That's where everything is moving to, not PowerPoint. It's Canva, it's cloud-based, blah, blah, blah. And so here, it's not a PowerPoint. Here, I can download, and I hope you can see what I'm showing you. I don't know what the hell, but anyways, in Canva. Now, did you guys see the website when I was showing it to you?
Yes.
Oh, okay, just want to make sure. And so anyways, it's in Canva. So when you download a PDF, all you're going to do is view it as a PowerPoint. That's all you need to do. View it as a PowerPoint, and you go slide by slide by slide. Very, very simple. And then lastly, what I want to show you is, if you want to, and again, if you're part of my team, you got to be part of the hierarchy, the whole 9 yards, then what we're doing is we're putting together videos that are customized with the ending part having your information. And so I don't have the time to show it to you right now, but you'll get the video, you upload it to YouTube on your own, and you'll have one that when the video ends, it simply says, for more information, contact Joe Blow at 555-5555, and that's it. The ending is yours. And so if you want to do that, you can click here. There's a form here. Click on this, takes you to a form, and all it does, it simply ends with, and I hope, let's see if I have one here. Let me see. Tutorial action. Where is she? Anyways, it just simply ends with you, with your contact information. So very, very simple. You can go ahead and do that, and that's pretty much it. But like I said, we're in full swing with this contest. There are people that are going to just look at it and say, man, nice, wish I could join it. That's fine. If you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. No, not the end of the world. But the reason you want to, and lastly, you can go to the bottom of the website, and there's a link. Click here. It says to download a form. When you download this form, it's a $1 Million Baby Top 20 Prospect List. Print it out. You can even fill it out. It's fillable. If you download it, it's fillable. Who are you going to approach? Everybody, like I said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Everybody intends to be productive this week. Everybody needs to make money this week. Everybody needs to submit new apps. But a lot of people are not going to do anything. And that's fine. If that's okay with you, that's okay with me. I don't care. But for those that are serious about not leaving anything to chance, and again, I just want to teach you how to market, because if you do very well with this and you make $1,000, wait till we fire up the police or the teachers or the church campaign. You're going to make literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if you can't do this one, buddy, I'm telling you right now, I've got news for you. I don't know what to tell you. If you can't do this, you sure as hell aren't going to do the others. I'll tell you that right now. So my recommendation is get passionate about what this represents, opportunity it gives children, grandparents, parents, and most importantly, what it's going to do for you. So you go ahead and do that. And so, like I said, all these links are going to be in the description of the YouTube video. It will be up on our channel. If you're not registered or subscribed to our YouTube channel, I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know what the hell the domain is. I think it's FFS on YouTube or something like that. Let me see if that's the one, and I'll send it to everybody. Subscribe to it. And the reason you want to subscribe to it, let's see, I think it's FFS on YouTube. Okay, I'll send you the link. It's going to bring you here, and then you're just simply going to subscribe to the channel. It's free. You just simply subscribe. I cannot subscribe right here because I'm running the channel, but I'll send that out to you right now. It notifies you when new videos. People text me or email me, is a video for this up? I ignore those messages all day long. I don't reply to text. I don't reply to emails because that just tells me they are not subscribed. Because if you're subscribed, which I'm sending you the link right now, it tells you that a new video has been uploaded. You know, I'm really, really careful with my time right now, and I just don't have a lot of it to waste. I thank you for being on the webinar. Obviously, I'm preaching to the choir, but it's a lot of people that are not here that can get the same info you got by just getting on the actual webinars or viewing the recordings. But man, they just don't subscribe to the channel. I don't know what to say. I got another question about the police video. I gave it kind of what I'm just saying. I gave it to everybody last week. And the reason I keep telling you that I don't like to go back is I don't know where the hell I put these things. I think it was, I don't know. So if you missed the police roll call, people always ask about the roll call. I don't even know where it's at. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Presentation. Let's see. Roll call. I think it's this one. Let me just copy it and I'll send it to you guys. I'm asking you to please make sure that you go ahead and bookmark these things. I can't go back looking. I'm not going to go looking for links and stuff that I gave that you just simply didn't bother to save for whatever reason. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is not public, by the way. Let me just see if this is the one. It's yeah, this is the one. Okay, so I'm sending it to you right now. Again, bookmark it. Do what you have to do, but don't ask me for it, please. I already gave it to you once. I'm not going to waste my time looking for this stuff. Any questions about anything we spoke about so far? You have everything. You have everything that you need. I really just hope that you can find it in your heart to take this as seriously as you should, because a lot is on the line. I really do believe that what we have coming in the next 6 months, we're going to see a lot of people in our industry leave. They're going to starve to death. They're not going to be able to make it. And that's just the reality of it. And I don't think this whole COVID thing, like I said last week, is over. I think we're going in for another surge. We're going to, I mean, just reinstated the mask here at the convention. I'm here. We came here. It was a mask-free state. And yesterday at 12:01 in the morning, the mandate came back, and now you got to walk around with your mask everywhere. And so the point that I'm making is that the world that a lot of people left that are waiting for it to come back is dead. It's gone. And so if you're just simply waiting for the schools to reopen so you can go walk in with your sandwiches and make a teacher's presentation, those days are gone for a while, a very long time. So if you don't reinvent yourself and learn new skills that can help you in this new world, you're going to be hurting. A lot of people already are leaving the real estate, the mortgage world, the life insurance world, because the world that they knew is gone. And I'm telling you right now, if you're waiting for it, have a seat, because you're going to wait for a very long time. And I hope you have a lot of money in the bank to see you through it. What I'm trying to teach you here is what's going to help you not just survive, because I don't like to survive. I want to thrive, and I want you to thrive, but you have to do your part too. So if you don't see anybody this week, if you don't talk to anybody, if you don't text anybody, the way I do it is I just simply come up with my list and I'll send them a text. Hey, it's Javier. Here's the video I was telling you about that I think would benefit your baby tremendously, and include the link, and you're done. The only other job is to follow up with them. Did you get a chance to check it? I want to show you what the numbers will look like for you. And that's it. That's it. Because if you're doing this, you're going to do very, really well. I'm not going to give you the date, but we're going to be going into weekly BOPs, or business opportunity presentations. We have the date, we have the time. It's not for agents, it's for guests. So we don't want to see any agents there. It's for you to invite people to send them. I'm doing the presentation live, and then we're just going to simply give them a link with Calendly to schedule their follow-up appointment, to run their numbers and all that other good stuff. It's a new world. It's a new world. And I got to hand it to Daniela. She did a great job of adapting to this new world, and she's kicking butt. The PowerPoint PDF link is not working. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know. I want to make sure that I address it before we get off of this. All right, so let me go back in here. What did it, okay, I'm clicking on it right now. Let me see what it says. What do you mean by not? Can you unmute yourself, please, whoever it is? What do you mean it's not working? I'm looking at this right here. Somebody, does anybody, did you guys go to the link? Did the link look like this? Okay, I'm copying the link. Did it look like this, guys? Anybody? Can somebody talk to me? What's not working? Oh God. Okay, can somebody unmute themselves? Don't text me. Don't chat. I don't like that. I can't read the. Can somebody mute themselves? What is it?
I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, I don't know. I didn't get anything. Are we talking about going to YouTube and trying to open
The
it?
PDF, the PowerPoint that I've been showing you, this $1 Million Baby PowerPoint. I sent the link for Dropbox to download it, but they said it's not working. I just want to make sure that's the case for everybody. Did anybody try to download
Where
it
did
yet?
you send it? Did you send it to our
Chat.
emails?
Chat box. We have a chat box.
A
think it's a
chat
video.
box. Okay.
What I saw is a video.
Yeah, that was a different one. We sent several ones. Can you guys? I just sent another one right now. Can you guys see if that one works? The one that I just sent right now, please.
Yes, it works.
Hey, did whoever sent me the earlier chat that it wasn't working? Can you make sure it works for you? Who was it? Let me just check. Who was it? Well, the part was not working. Adebayo, is it working? Now, for those that don't know, when you come here, this is a preview on the left-hand side. Hold on. This is a. Now it works. Okay, this is the preview on the left-hand side. You're supposed to go to the 3 dots on the right. It's called the menu. 3 dots, and then hit download to download onto your computer. 3 dots, click on download right there. And I'll check the $1 Million Baby website to make sure that anybody that goes in there can actually see it. So I'm going back in here right now, the PowerPoint. Okay, so just go here. And by the way, as you can see, I'm editing the website in real time with you guys viewing how simple it is. So if you don't click here, if you guys don't have your Now Site account, if you would, I mean, you would behoove you to do it. Click here, and all I do is highlight, hit the link. There, okay, and save, and it's live on the website. So refresh your browser if you haven't done so. Any questions before we wrap it up from anybody? Last call. All right. Well, if no one has any questions,
I'm so sorry, but I've been gone 3 months, but I don't know how to, when you put it on chat, how am I supposed to save all that?
You click on it, it's going to open up on your browser, and then just go to your browser favorites. There's a star, there's something, and depending on the browser, and just save it as a bookmark.
Okay. Okay, got it.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, cool. Anybody else? Questions?
Hey, Javier.
Go ahead.
Yes, just to let you know that the initial text message that we get, I don't think that it was any problem with your website. I think it was misspelled.
Oh, great.
So you was saying something like FSS webinar.
Oh, that was it. Okay, because it wasn't working. Okay,
the website was off too.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad you guys got on. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And as always, I challenge you to make this coming week the most productive week in the history of your business. I'm telling you, there's a lot of success to be had. There's a lot of less players in the field right now because a lot are just simply not figuring it out. A lot are just starving. A lot are quitting. A lot are going to other things. And so I don't want you to be part of that story. I want you to be part of the story that's it's just thriving. Last night, recognized people for hitting their ninth diamond, 900,000, 600,000, multiple 400,000s. I mean, and all of it during this pandemic. So don't buy into this crap about the pandemic. If anything, it's raised awareness about the importance of life insurance. It's raised awareness of living benefits. It raised awareness about the uncertainty of life and how fragile it is. And so there's no better time to do what we do collectively than right now. I thank everybody for your time. And again, I really do want to challenge you. Remember, we're sending the Wednesday night webinar notifications only to people that are on the list that are members of the Now site to get your websites. We're going to cut it short. This is probably going to be our last week because we don't have anything else to do to teach about. And we're going to be going to Wednesday night BOPs to recruit people, but only for people that have guests. If you're just wanting to see what's going on, that's not for you. We want people that are first-time guests, and we're leveraging technology. We're ending the meeting with the Calendly link where they click on to do their follow-up via Zoom. All of it virtual, all of it virtually. So I don't care where you are on earth, you can grow your team like that as well. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you learned. I hope it was worth your time, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.